We'll come into some neighborhoods and everybody loves the fact that we're doing water quality work until we are tearing up the street to put in this or that, and they still love it, don't get me wrong. But it's very close to home, and so just to be able to build the support and have people understand why we have to do that, I think is a real benefit to the public and residents in the state at large.
Research shows that on a per-acre basis, developed land contributes the most phosphorus to Lake Champlain of any land use. In response to water quality concerns, the city of South Burlington created the first stormwater utility in Vermont in 2005. Its efforts have helped to meet the goals of the Lake Champlain Phosphorus TMDL by reducing phosphorus inputs from a densely populated portion of the watershed.
It's basically a funding mechanism for all the water quality, stormwater related work we need to do in South Burlington. So every developed property in the city pays a fee towards that. And then we use that money to pay for projects, do maintenance. There's a couple different ways stormwater has an impact on water quality. The first is just the volume of stormwater. So if you picture rain falling on a grass field, you don't get a lot of runoff. If that same rain event falls on a road or a driveway or a rooftop, that's all runoff. And that hits the stream all at once, it can cause stream bank erosion. Whether the sediment getting to the stream and eventually the lake is coming from the stream bank eroding or washing off that roadway, it doesn't necessarily matter. It's still part of the sediment and nutrients that are causing problems. It's in those two ways we try to, one, reduce the flow of stormwater before it gets to the stream and the lake, and then clean it up also before it gets there. And the big picture for us in South Burlington is to reduce flows in the streams, to reduce that stream bank erosion, to kind of restore the streams to health. And sort of the larger regional picture is to reduce phosphorus inputs to Lake Champlain. So these stormwater projects will do both. Most recently, we finished up a project in the Pinnacle at Spear neighborhood. When that neighborhood was initially constructed, it was constructed to older standards. And so we went back in, we took those existing footprints of those stormwater detention ponds, and we've redesigned them to modern standard. So we had one pond that we retrofit, we put a new outlet structure on. We took two other ponds and converted them into treatment wetlands. So those are much more effective at removing phosphorus than a detention pond, but they also provide that flow reduction.
Whenever we do have a rain, I will watch this pond maybe get a foot of water, and when it stops raining, it'll take 2 or 3 days for it to settle back down. And that tells me that there's a very slow filtering process. It's not just rushing out the exit culvert. I think it's needed, certainly. Even though it's a big hole in the ground, I'm glad it's here.
The city is working to address sources of phosphorus pollution from residential areas as well as other suburban land uses, such as commercial and industrial areas.
The Picard Circle project is exciting because just based on its size. So this is the largest installation of these particular infiltration chambers in the state of Vermont. We're collecting water from about a 50-acre drainage area, about 15 acres of impervious surface, and we're bringing it into these infiltration chambers. So the water is going to come into these chambers and then infiltrate right into the sandy soils that are up here around the airport before kind of flowing underground over to the stream, to the Centennial Brook.
Municipalities have an important role to play in reducing phosphorus pollution. Their successes reflect the collective priorities of their residents and the individual actions of property owners.
And I think it's something that a lot of the residents and business owners can be proud of, that we've done so much. I mean, there's certainly still a lot more to do, but we've done quite a bit, and plans to do more are still in front of us.